Okay. I hope you're ready for this. I'm going to do another filming location video. I haven't done this since I did just one of the guys. Now we're doing Home Alone. And I went into Google Maps and I found just about every location I know from the movie. And I'll do my best to show that in street view form, if it's possible. If not, I've got pictures to back it up. So why don't we get started with this? Here's my list right here. So why don't we start with the best location? 671 Lincoln Avenue, aka the McCalister household. Now, this is one of those where I can't show it in street view because it's blurred out for privacy reasons. But this is the house, the lovely 3-story mansion where the McCalisters lived. In reality, the McCalisters consisted of Kate McCalister, Peter McCalister, Buzz, Jeff, Megan, Lenny, and Kevin. It's a pretty nice looking house. It is a private residence and it's not open to visitors. But a lot of people come to that house. I'd say just about every day to take a photo right in front of that house and put their hands on their cheeks to make it look like Kevin screaming in the mirror. Since we're there on Lincoln Avenue, let's go take a look at 656 Lincoln Avenue. This house what is basically the Murphy house. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo or a street view to look at this one, but if you watch the movie, you should know what the Murphy house looks like. Alright, with that, our next spot is just over here at the Grand Food Center. Let's see if I could see it in street view. There you go. I'll zoom up over here. Let's go into the parking lot. Okay, so this right here is the Grand Food Center. This is the grocery store that Kevin went to for grocery shopping. This is where you can see him buying a bottle of milk and then bringing his overly stuffed grocery cart to the register where he has a friendly chat with the cashier. And supposedly, Kevin is walking these streets until his 2 bags break from below. That was a huge mistake. Now, I'm gonna take you down into Hubbard Woods. So this area made its appearance when Kevin went into a pharmacy to buy a new toothbrush. And that place is no longer there. The pharmacy is no longer there. Now it's an ice cream shop. Right here. Let's see if I could get it. Okay, so this is the exterior of what was the pharmacy. And when old man Marley shows up, Kevin freaks out and he steals the toothbrush. And he runs across the street right over here. And right over here was a police officer. So when the employee yells shoplifter, the cop immediately looks at Kevin and he chases him into the park right through here. And the park was a ice rink. And Kevin made his escape through the park. And he runs right over here and over this bridge above the train tracks. In the movie, there was a train below, because right here in this building is the Hubbard Woods Metro station. And there was a Metro on the tracks below in the movie. He walks home knowing that he just committed a crime. Back on his street, the Wet Bandits are just leaving the Murphy house after they flooded the house. And they stalk and follow Kevin until he starts to run. And where does he run? He runs all the way over here. Right here, or to this church. This church right here. Trinity United Methodist Church. So this was actually a two-tone location. And the church had a different exterior and a different interior. Trinity United Methodist Church was used as the exterior of the church. You can see this church 2 times in the movie. You can see it later on when Kevin heads to the church and listens to the choir. And as he's walking, that's when it cuts and shows the interior, which is at a different church further away. And you can see at the end of that scene from the interior stuff, when Kevin is running, and just after the bells start to ring, Kevin runs outside of these doors when the bell rings, and he runs home in this direction, knowing that 9 o'clock is fast approaching. Okay, and now we're going to Station Park in Winnetka. This is where Kevin stops the Santa Claus impersonator and asks him for his wish to get his family back. And Santa says he'll see what he can do. After that, Kevin and Kevin's walking the streets, all upset and missing his family. Then he starts to really miss his family when he reaches this house, where it shows a happy family that's actually enjoying Christmas, like what most families would do. And that's when he starts to really, really miss his family. That's when he heads back to the church, and you once again see a Trinity United Methodist Church. Then he decides to go inside, and the interior of the church was at this church, Grace Episcopal Church. This church was used for the interior. And from this picture, you can absolutely tell that this was the church that had its interior. And Kevin, walking across this middle walkway, is where he slowly came in as he sat in one of the pews over here. And when he was leaving to head home before or running when the bells ring. That's when he runs home back to his house and rigs the house with booby traps. And the last location that I have that is pretty obvious, that is only seen in one portion of the movie, is the ever so famous this Terminal 3 hallway of Chicago O'Hare. This is the long hallway where the McCalisters were running full freaking throttle to their gate. And I've got to mention in this, one of the times that I was at O'Hare, my gate heading back here to Phoenix, I think was at the same exact gate that the McCalisters boarded their flight to Paris. It was the same exact gate at the McCalisters boarded their flight to Paris on. Isn't that nuts? All right, I do believe that it is all the Home Alone 1 locations that I know about. I really hope you enjoyed watching this, and please give this video a thumbs up. I dare you to do it.